Please welcome the talented and popular St. Louis native, Jesse Finney.
Thanks a lot for everybody for coming out today, a beautiful afternoon after Rams get their first win yesterday. And I look forward to seeing everybody here December the 4th. And when you guys hear a few of these matchups, I think everybody's going to be very intrigued. And I hope you guys enjoy the evening that night and look forward to some great ticket sales that we had in the past and only to build on that. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you. Well, I'd like to say first and foremost, it's not just me, it's also my promotion company. The guys around me with Shamrock Promotions and the loyal fans that we do have. So I don't want to say it's just me. I think it's a lot of the people that I surround myself with. It's the first and foremost. It's a big honor to be working with Showtime and Scott Coker and Strikeforce to be coming back. I think this is the third time in 18 months. So I think this is a second home for these guys, and that was the goal for us coming into this when we started talking about 2 years ago. So I think that we're really lucky to have the opportunity to work with a Class Act organization. We do what we say we're going to do, and they do what they say they're going to do. So I think it's been a very good marriage for both of us.
You've been fighting about every 2 or 3 months now for Strikeforce shows and some of your own with Shamrock. Do you plan on keeping that pace up, fighting every 2 or 3 months?
Turn around and ask that blonde right behind you. You know what? If they want me to, I will. And I think that at the end of the day, you can ask any of the guys from Strikeforce. I'm a team player in any which way they want me to do. If they want me to be more on the promotion side, if they want me fighting more, whatever makes more sense for the company that I'm working for, I'll do. It doesn't matter to me one way or another. I think that it's just more of an honor than more of a pressure. I think that I've fought a lot here, even back when I was kickboxing, 10, 15 years ago. So I'm used to fighting in front of a home crowd. I actually do like to get away every once in a while, but it just so happened it hasn't been for the last couple of years, or the last year and a half, 2 years, whatever. But I think it's more of an advantage than a disadvantage. The only disadvantage it comes to is more of people asking for things, tickets and everything else. And that's more of but everything else I think is more of the advantage. I don't feel the pressure. I feel more of the energy in the positive ways than I do in a negative way.
Yeah, this is for Jesse. Jesse, besides your fight, there is a rumored matchup between one of the guys under your banner, Ben Brown, and J.W. Wright. I know it's a big fight for local fans. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and how you think that will play out?
I actually want to say thanks for bringing that up because that's an undercard bout with Ben Brown, who's out of my camp, who's a wrestler and a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, against one of the top black belts around in J.W. Wright. If J.W. raise your hand over here, everybody can see, J.W. and I have been friends for a long time, and I started talking to him a couple months ago about fighting. So he's one of the best jiu-jitsu guys, and I think that any which way that fight's going to go, man, it's an honor I'm excited to get J.W. busy. I'm excited to get J.W. busy on the card and get him fighting because, not a lot of the fight community knows him, but the jiu-jitsu community knows him. But he's actually a fighter as well, so I'm really excited to see that fight go down. And any which way it goes, it's going to be an exciting fight because you got a good wrestler in Ben and a good jiu-jitsu player against a great jiu-jitsu player and a good athlete in JW. So it's going to be a good fight. And I think a lot of the guys on the undercard. Last time the place was packed, and people made that comment that the place is packed on the undercard, and this time I think it'll probably be even more packed than it was before. I think some of my favorite fighters is obviously the George St. Pierre's of the world and the Nick Diaz of the world, and then I would honestly really say this not because he's sitting next to me, but Dan Henderson. And I'll tell you a funny story, just a quick story about Dan Henderson. We were in Canada probably 10 years ago, and it was USA versus Canada. You remember that, Dan? Yeah. And it was Dan was the captain of the U.S. team, and I forgot who else was for the Canadian team. And we got in a cab afterwards, and Dan didn't know me from Adam, and he said, "Hey, can I ride with you guys?" And I said, "Yeah, jump on in." And it was Kevin Ingle, one of my guys, was fighting up there, and we were there, and Kevin started to get out of the car, and Dan Henderson said, "No, this is your night, man. You sit in the front seat," and made Kevin get back in the front seat and sit there. And these are stories that people don't hear about. But ever since then, I've always been a big Dan Henderson fan as a fighter, but also as a person. And it's things like that. And then we tried to get out of the cab, and he's like, "No. This is your guys' night. I'm buying the cab." And I won't tell you what we did afterwards, but we went out afterwards too and picked up the tab. So, those are things like that people don't realize about fighters, and that they're also just normal guys in general. And ever since then, Dan Henderson's always been one of my favorites as well.
Scott Smith, or I've even heard Robbie Lawler. Can you confirm or deny either one of those?
No truth to Robbie Lawler.
No truth to Robbie. What about Scott Smith? Am I?
No comment.
No comment. All right.
Talk to the PR guy.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, Tony, I can't.